We live?
Yep.
Woo! I had just finished getting ready for this too.
Woo.
Jake's counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sitting here scrambling, getting everything together. We're here. We made it.
Woo.
Welcome to Live at 5. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
Yes. And today we're talking about PRS S2 guitars. Specifically, don't mind me just cracking open my Celsius here. Specifically,
Not sponsored.
non-sponsored, but we do love a good Celsius. So, as Jake drinks his non-Celsius drink off camera.
Yes, my Earl Grey tea, please.
So, PRS is always changing. They always got some new models coming out. Things are always changing here and there. And to a degree, always getting better. Always exceeding expectations. Always just climbing the charts of what we know them for and what we continue to expect from them. Well, they've done it again. We don't have any of in stock. We don't have any of them in stock yet. But the new S2 series from PRS has some upgraded appointments to it. And the biggest one that everyone is excited for is the USA pickups.
Ooh.
More specifically, Maryland pickups. Yeah? PRS is in Maryland?
Wait a minute. We're in Maryland.
We're in Maryland? Let's go. Right? Now, right? So these guitars now have made in Maryland pickups in them. Well, I've got a number of S2s behind me that don't have Maryland pickups in them. These are from the previous versions of the S2 guitars. So we're going to put them on sale.
All right.
All previous version S2 guitars that we have in stock, so anything pre-2024, is going to be 15% off. Right? Wow. 15%. That's a good deal.
Hey.
That's a good deal. So, got a few guitars behind me.
Only a few.
This show might not take as long, except for the fact that I'm in a mood. I'm just probably going to talk a lot. So that's
And we go off topic all the time here.
We go off topic all the time, and y'all still tune in to watch, so I appreciate it. But we're going to talk about these S2 guitars because, like I said, they're 15% off, and we're going to highlight them. But what we're going to do is we're going to break them down because we have, and again, Instagram, I'm sorry. Blame Instagram, not me. I'm going to walk off camera. We have everything from the standards, right? And this is just going to be a real quick, here's what it is, and then we'll go through line by line. But you have the standards. I'll be honest. The standards don't impress me.
That's a good starting point.
Impress me much. You know, they just don't.
It's a good starting point.
They're good. These are great. You want a USA PRS, and maybe you don't like the birds. Maybe you like this pick guard thing they have invented for it. Maybe that's your thing. Honestly, I do like this antique white. That's a nice touch. I do like that. But we have the standards. From the standards, you get into your things like your customs. This is a custom 24 in Lake Blue. And then we can move over to the McCartys. And the McCartys are nice because they're kind of their own animal, their own thing from most of what else PRS is known for. So we'll get into these a little bit too. We'll get onto that. Jake, can you look something up for me while we're chatting here?
Sure.
PRS has these new wing tuner buttons for their US models. But I, for the life of me, on the top of my head, cannot remember if it is on the core models or all US models.
All right. Just give me a few more
So
seconds.
if you don't mind checking that out while I start getting into these guitars, we'll roll with that. So first, we're going to start with the standards. This is an S2 standard. It is made in Maryland. It has phase 3 locking tuners. It has a coil tap. It is a maple body, rosewood fretboard. It is 8515S pickups, which was kind of like the issue with some folks because these have the same pickups as the SE models that are built in Indonesia. So it's kind of like, why would my USA made guitar have the same pickups as this other made guitar? Well, the electronics were the same, but you're getting the quality and craftsmanship that comes from a guitar being built in the United States. So this is the standard. This is a like a burst option The pick guard, I like their pick guards actually. I know it's kind of like, oh, this pick guard they made. It's not a bad pick guard. The standards have a nice look. I think what I like most about the standards, they have a nice classic look and feel to them. This is my petition. You ready for this, Jake? This is my formal petition, if I can say it, for PRS to rename the S2 standards to the S2 Classics. Yeah?
We might be on something
This
there.
just looks, this guitar, I look at this guitar, and although it was built in, I think that's 2021, this screams 60s, you know? So, PRS, if any of you actually listen to this and watch me do my thing up here, this is the, I'm going to start referring to these as the classics. I think you should too, because that just looks like a classic guitar. So the S2 standard, this is a, what is it, 24 fret? Yep. Very nice, very nice. Has the nitro finish, which nitro finish just sounds funny to say.
As of an news article that they did on their site, January 6, 2024, it's the core models.
Okay, so only the core models. Got it. Thanks, Jake. This is the standard. This is the other standard I held up here just a few minutes ago. Coil tap, mahogany body, rosewood fingerboard, 8515S pickups, but this nice antique white finish gives it that nice classic look again, which drives home the point. The standards should be called classics. Just saying. Because once upon a time, PRS guitars didn't have bird inlays. They had the half moons and the dots.
Yeah.
If they could put half moons on the standards, start calling them classics. Just saying.
Hold on, I'm going to email Paul right now.
Mr. Paul, Mr. Smith,
I was about to say, what?
Mr. PRS. Let's get this moving. Let's sell some of these S2 standards by putting moon inlays on them and calling them the S2 classics. And if you end up using this, I'd like to be known. This is my intellectual property, so I either need to be bought out or given a commission. Thank you.
Too bad we're not recording.
Or I'll take a core model guitar once a year. That sounds like a great payment, right? All right, Jack, time for your annual custom 24. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Okay.
This is an S2 McCarty 594 single cut. And what's nice about these guitars also, I believe, let me check my card here. Same pickups, I believe. Yep, the 58. Nope, someone typed that backwards, right? Am I reading that wrong? No, 5815. Or did I get the other one wrong? 5815. I've been saying 8515, haven't I, Jake?
I can't see what you're looking at.
I say 85. It's 58. I'm a little sometimes. So this is what's nice about these guitars is compared to the standards and I think the customs, yeah, you get a little bit of a thicker body because it's that McCarty body. You have the hardtail bridge, so maybe a suspended tremolo system isn't your thing. You have the vintage style tuners, so you're getting away from the phase 3 locking tuners, and you have the pattern vintage neck. It's a fatter neck. This guitar is a little similar and resemblant to something else out in the world, but Ted McCarty also had some ties and affiliations to another company out there in the world for a while. If you aren't familiar with Ted McCarty, look up the relationship between Paul Reed Smith and Ted McCarty, and you're going to find the driving force, the inspiration, the backbone, the end-all be-all to why we have McCarty-style guitars from PRS.
I can think of another one as well, a different person.
Different person.
Yeah, John Mayer.
Oh, well, that's not an S2. That's a bolt-on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's another...
But still.
Still.
But
another thing. These guitars still featuring a mahogany body, but has a maple top, which is why you're seeing that figure, the figure in the top there. If you move it around, it shines differently in the light. Let's see here. We're also using a rosewood fingerboard. But yeah, I love the McCarty. The McCarty is probably one of my favorite PRSs. Whether it's an SE McCarty, an S2, a core, a private stock, I'm a big fan. I have one on the other side of the shop. It's a core model, but it's a gold top McCarty. I designed that one because I thought it looked like it was in a cool like nod to like, oh, this looks like a gold top Les Paul, but it plays different, feels different. And then the guitar took so long to come in because PRS was so back ordered that by the time we got that guitar, and it was supposed to be a special order kind of thing, the gold top single cut McCarty 594 is now just the regular part of their lineup. So win some, you lose some. But you know who's winning? Anyone who buys one of these PRS S2s from us at 15% off.
Yours today.
Yours today, tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks from now.
Sure.
I wasn't told when to stop the sale. So I'm just going to say if it's an S2 and it's made before 2024 and we have it in stock, I'll give you 15% off. Why not, right?
All right, yeah.
Jake's like, all right, we're deleting this live stream in 2 weeks.
I told you I'm not recording this one.
Another cool feature on these, and I can show it off on this one since I missed it on the other one. This is the same guitar, but it's a double cut. Different finish, but it's the same. 5815S pickups, maple mahogany body, maple top, rosewood fingerboard. I'm losing my breath, Jake. Vintage style tuners, pattern vintage neck. But one of the cool features, this is actually pretty lightweight. I like it. It's nice. Good one. Fixed bridge, so like I said, the hardtail, no tremolo. But you can also might notice. Wow, huh? You might be able to see as well.
Slow down.
You also might be able to see. I don't like that's not me. I can't do that. That's too Eeyore-ish. There is binding along the neck, which is a nice added touch. I like a good binding around the neck. I don't like unbound necks. I don't know why. It's just a personal preference. We all have preferences on guitars. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all I needed to hear. That was good.
I'm a drummer and sound guy. I don't do guitars, but
this is right, exactly. But you have preferences, even if you don't play them. You have preferences as to what you do and do not think look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
I mean, I see them every day.
You do. You probably see more guitars every day here than some of the other people that like put their hands on guitars every day. For those of you who don't know, Jake is the mastermind behind our website and all of our web listings. So whether or not he wants to admit it, he probably sees more guitars than anybody that works here.
Yeah, probably. Because sometimes you guys don't see it until it's out of the box.
Yeah. There's nothing we can show Jake. Like, look how cool this is. And he's like, okay.
Oh, I saw a guitar like that. I saw a guitar like that last week.
Yeah. He sees them all. So, whatever. It's fine. I'll see it eventually. It's okay. You know what else I'll see eventually?
What?
Someone's going to buy this guitar because it's from before 2024, which means it's 15% off, and someone's going to buy it and take it home with this amazing sale that we're offering right now. All right. So, talked about the standards. Sorry if that clap blew up my microphone. I didn't mean for that to happen. We got the standards, and then we have the McCartys. Behind me is what everyone would consider to be the bread and butter of PRS guitars, the Custom 24. So, the Custom 24 is available in every aspect of PRS. You can get it as an SE, you can get it as an S2. You can get it as a core model. They even do the CE24. So CE24 is kind of like a bolt-on version of a Custom 24, if you want to think of it that way. People in the PRS groups online are probably going to like torch me and send me up the river for saying that, but they're not that different. They're really not. When you look at the spectrum of it all, they're kind of similar. And then you get into private stock, wood library, artist package, like all those things. So the Custom 24 is like, and every aspect of that PRS guitars offer, it's available. So the S2 models. Jake, guess what?
What?
These are also 15% off.
No kidding.
The 5815S pickups, mahogany body, maple top, rosewood fingerboard. I think you catch the drift, right?
Yeah.
5815S pickups, mahogany body, rosewood fingerboard. Anything that's not the McCarty has phase 3 locking tuners. Like we're all on the same page, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
This, is this one the dark Yeah, this one's the Dark Cherry Sunburst. I had to make sure I had the right color in front of me. It's hard, man. Look, people ask all the time, or they say all the time, this must be the easiest job in the world. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I've been saying this is my analogy. I've been saying it for years. If you work at a Ford dealership, and Ford comes out with like, what, 3, 4 new cars every year? And they probably only have 4 colors for each thing.
Mhm.
Well, say they do 3 cars, 4 colors. That's 12 things.
Mhm.
But those 3 cars, you just need to know those 3 cars and what colors they have. Fender alone, I was counting this the other day. Fender alone has like 50 minimum 50 Telecasters in their catalog.
Yeah.
And that's just one brand.
Yeah.
We have so many brands. And someone's like, what colors are those available in? And sometimes I feel bad for not knowing, like, Lake Blue, Fire Red Burst, Dark Cherry Sunburst, Elephant Gray, like
McCartney.
the McCarty Burst. Like, I'm supposed to just know every color of every guitar? I'm sorry for the honest moment here for a second, but like, give me a second. So yes, this is the Dark Cherry Sunburst. This is the 5815S pickups. The what do they call it? The PRS patented tremolo system. See? Yeah. Also, fun fact about all these S2 guitars: you can upgrade the trem system with FU Tone parts. So think about that when you're like, man, I want this guitar, but I really want it to wail. I want it to be upgraded. I want it to be the thing. Well, since they're 15% off,
Wait, how much?
15% off, you know what that gives you room for?
Upgrades.
Upgrades. Whether you want to upgrade the pickups, whether you want to upgrade with the FU Tone parts and hardware, or save that money because you're getting that 15% savings and buy those new PRS flight cases.
Yeah.
The nice molded hard, you see, we've seen them. You
Yeah.
know, the flight cases, they're molded specifically for those. Words are hard. Those can be your options. Take that savings and upgrade the guitar. I think that's a great deal for anybody there. This is the Fire Red Burst. Also 15% off. Yeah. I like this. Hey, this is a good one.
I'm saying no to this.
Jake's like, no.
Nope. I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Mahogany body, maple top, rosewood fingerboard, phase 3 locking tuners, PRS patented tremolo system. 15% off. You know what's great, Jake?
What?
These pickups are the 5815s.
Mm-hmm. Which means an 85 is
They-
15% off.
Also mean they're 15% off. I don't know if you've caught on to the fact yet, folks, but any PRS S2 that was built pre-2024 is 15% off. I don't know how else to say it. It's their deal. It's a bargain. Someone is watching this right now, whether it's live or they're watching it tomorrow or 3 days from now or 15 days from now because they realize everything's 15% off and they're thinking to themselves, how's this guy have a job? Isn't that like, is this all this guy can talk about? Like this, they're 15% off. Big whoop. Yeah, it is a big whoop because they're 15% off. This is Lake Blue. This is, Jake needs a moment. This is the S2 Custom 24 in Lake Blue with the 5815 pickups, coil tap. You have your 3-position switch, PRS patented tremolo system, phase 3 locking tuners, mahogany body, maple top, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, nice back, neck, and back of headstock all match the same color. Even the top of the headstock. There we go. It's 15% off. I don't know. Like it's a great sale. It's sale? My mind was on the water. It's a great sale. It's an amazing opportunity to get in on a U.S. built PRS. And all jokes aside, these guitars are really, actually for real, 15% off. It's a great deal on buying a USA made PRS. Not only US made, but Maryland made. I've seen the construction and how they're made. The necks are made a little differently from the core models, but they're made in such a way the tuning, the durability, and the stability all hold up very well. Paul has designed an amazing tremolo system when it comes through the intonation and synchronization from everything from the patent tremolo system all the way up to the Phase 3 locking tuners. There's nothing at fault on these guitars. In fact, PRS is one of the few brands I can confidently say that when a guitar comes into us from PRS, 99.95% of the time, there's never a problem. Plug in and play, everything holds up. Durability, play feel, tuning stability, everything is on par with excellence. PRS holds up well. So even though these are not the brand new Maryland-made 2024 models with the new USA pickups and add the other additional appointments that are making these guitars a big deal, these are still phenomenally made guitars, excellent condition, and at 15% off, you are getting quite a bargain on it because this gives you room to get all the upgrades you want. This gives you room to change out the claw, the springs, and the block in the tremolo system. It gives you the opportunity to swap out the pickups. Now, you cannot buy some of these USA pickups from PRS. You can't order a set of 8515s and things like that. However, the Seymour Duncan Custom Shop makes pickups almost to the specs. So if you wanted to, we could still make that happen for, a small fee. But there's other options out there as well. PRS does make pickups that you can purchase. So there are ways to make these guitars upgraded and nicer. However, like I said, still hand built in the state of Maryland. Like less than 2 hours from us. Phenomenal guitars. So, in all seriousness, this 15% off is a real offer. It's not a joke. I've been joking about it, but you cannot pass this deal up. You wouldn't want to pass up on this, right? Whether I've got 10 guitars or 15 guitars, they're all 15% off. And who wouldn't want this, right? It gives you that space in your budget to upgrade the guitar, whether you want to do the hard case, whether you want to upgrade the tremolo system with the FU tone parts, whether you want to use that money and put it towards buying an amp or some of the nice accessories you get from PRS. Like some PRS has some brilliant guitar straps that use Italian garment leather. Brilliant straps. They feel amazing. They're super comfortable. They're nice and wide with the perfect amount of fluff and thickness in the shoulder. So you can sit there for 4 hours playing your guitar that you bought for 15% off and it's not going to wear you out. Can't say enough. We've got the PRS strings. We have the classics and the signatures. I'm hooked on that classics thing, right? That's a good call. Come on, Paul. Right?
Yeah, I'll call him after.
Make it happen. So, let me check on time. See, look at this. I talk, and we basically showed off a ton of guitars that all have the same features, but we still managed to take almost 30 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
Got a little off topic. It's fine. Had a little moment. We're all good. Talked about how all these different colors out there. Sometimes you got to look them up because you forget that something is called dark cherry sunburst and not called cherry dark burst, right?
Or it's being called tiger eye.
Tiger eye. All kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of options. That's what's great, though. You never stop looking.
Huh.
I'm in that boat right now. We all know this. Every show, I'm like, man, that's a nice guitar.
Yeah,
I could see this.
every single time I'm stepping away because I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah, it happens. But that's why we're here, right? That's why we're watching a live stream from a music store, because we want to know more about guitars.
Yeah.
We're looking for our next guitar. And it just so happens that you might be looking for your next guitar right now. And you might be thinking, man, if only I could get 15% off of a guitar, I'd buy one right now. Well, guess what? These are all 15% off. And they got a few more that we couldn't fit over here, actually. We have so very similar to this Lake Blue, we have a McCarty 594 single cut that's in a dark blue finish. We have these S2 Custom 24s. I mentioned the color earlier, Elephant Gray. We do have one in Elephant Gray. I think I have one of the standards. We have one of these in like that vintage cherry finish, which is really nice because you can see all the wood grain from the mahogany. And I think I have so like this one here, I forget the exact color that they call this one. Is this the McCarty Burst? Yeah, this is the McCarty Sunburst. I think we also have the same finish in a double cut. The McCarty 594, that is.
Yeah.
So come on in, check them out. Save yourself 15% on any one of these guitars and a couple extras I have on the other side of the shop still hanging up. You won't regret it. Phenomenal guitars, amazing playability. They feel great. Handmade here in the wonderful state of Maryland. Come get one. Do yourself a favor. Get a USA-built PRS from the S2 lineup, pre-2024, for 15% off. And I'll shake your hand. I don't know if that means anything, but it sounded official. It sounded like we're going to close the deal, you know? So,
Okay.
right?
All right.
All right. I just keep rambling at this point.
Yep.
So we're just going to sign off. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
Hey, we'll see you next week, live at 5, every Thursday here at 5 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, West Coast. Till next time. See ya.
See you.